Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are not talking about just building your musical brand. We're getting into the painful, necessary work that comes right after.
The strategic evaluation.
The evaluation and refinement. In a world where, every artist has the same tools, achieving clarity in your identity is really the only way to break through all the noise.
It really is. It's the difference between, hitting publish and actually hitting scale.
That's a great way to put it.
And the sources we're diving into today, they function like this incredible professional development module. They guide us through that crucial pivot successful artists make.
Moving from that initial push to something more strategic.
Exactly. From initial branding to highly strategic, almost data-informed future development. Our mission is to just extract that structure, the roadmap,
Right.
so you can walk away with concrete, actionable steps.
And the whole philosophy here is, well, it's simple, but it's so tough to execute. It's that establishing a brand that is truly unique and authentically you is just non-negotiable now. You
Yeah.
can't just rely on the music anymore.
No, you have to package that music perfectly. And the problem is, so many artists just rush straight into what's next without really understanding what worked and why.
Which brings us actually very neatly to the first crucial step in these sources, the critical pause.
The pause, yes.
Before you can even think about looking ahead, you have to stop and do a serious self-assessment. It's a reflective pause, designed not just to critique, but also to, celebrate the progress.
This pause is foundational. I mean, if you skip this, your entire future strategy is going to be based on instinct, not insight.
So it's not just a general vibe check.
No. The sources say this self-assessment has to focus on 4 very specific areas, and they need more than just a quick list.
Okay, let's unpack those 4 then.
So first, you have to reflect on the milestones reached. And the insight isn't just, I hit a streaming target. It's analyzing the path to that target.
How did you get there?
Exactly. Did that growth come from organic word of mouth, or maybe strategic playlist pitching, or was it paid promotion? Understanding where the success came from tells you where your leverage is right now.
That's such a key distinction. It shifts the focus from, vanity metrics to actionable inputs.
Cool.
Okay, what about the challenges, the obstacles successfully navigated? Why is it useful to dwell on past problems?
Because navigating those obstacles, that reveals your brand's true resilience, its resourcefulness. Maybe you had a major setback, a canceled tour, or a funding issue.
Right.
Documenting how you overcame that. The alternative strategies you had to deploy, that often reveals skills that are, marketable. And it connects with your audience on a very human level. It actually strengthens your whole story.
So it's not just about the external challenges, but the internal growth that came from them, which I guess leads us to the third point, the skills and insights developed.
It does. And this sounds almost like you're just updating your CV, but it's critical for your brand.
Yeah.
Well, did you learn video editing out of necessity? Did you have to master digital ad buying? Maybe you got better at negotiating contracts. These proficiencies are future assets. They tell you where you can confidently expand your brand's control without having to outsource.
And the fourth area, the connections built along the way.
Yeah.
That's something I think gets overlooked in strategic planning all the time.
It's the infrastructure. And this isn't just about listing names in your phone. It's assessing the quality of your network.
Okay.
Who are your actual advocates? Which connections have led to measurable results like collaborations or media placements? The sources really emphasize that these relationships are the social scaffolding supporting your whole career.
That whole reflection moment then, it's really about an honest audit of your efforts, as the sources say, since starting the journey.
Yes, exactly.
So that holistic view gives you that solid ground. Okay, so once you've done the hard work of looking back, the challenge immediately becomes harnessing that insight. If that was the diagnosis, then this next step, defining where you're going, is the prescription.
And this is where we get into strategy. And what's fascinating here is how the source defines the brand itself. It's not a static thing like a logo.
Yeah.
It's described as a living, evolving entity. It has to breathe and change with you as an artist.
A living, evolving entity. I like that. But if it's living, there's always a risk it might just wander off aimlessly.
Right. You need a path.
We need a clear path for that growth. So what are the 4 strategic categories we need to prioritize now?
So these 4 categories make sure that the evolution is guided, not random. Number 1 is opportunities for expansion.
Yeah.
This means you're actively seeking new markets, new demographics, or even new media types. If you've been all about audio, maybe expansion means exploring a placement in a video game soundtrack.
And category 2, which I think is often the hardest for artists who just hate criticism, areas needing refinement.
Oh, this is the tough one. And refinement often means subtraction, doesn't it?
It does. It's not just adding more stuff.
No. It's cutting what doesn't serve the core message. Maybe you realize your color palette is too restrictive, or a certain type of social media content gets engagement, but from the totally wrong audience. Refinement requires brutal honesty about what needs to be simplified to get that brand focus back.
Okay, number 3, new creative directions to explore. This sounds like the fun one. Your permission slip to experiment.
It is, but strategically, this isn't just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks.
Right.
It's about testing calculated risks that are informed by that reflection process you just did. If your audit showed your audience loves your raw acoustic side, the new direction might be a stripped-down live stream series, not, a fully produced EDM track.
Unless you can really justify that pivot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the final category, which gives you the timeline and the accountability, strategic goals for the next phase.
This is what keeps the momentum going.
It is, and they have to be specific, and they have to be measurable. Increased visibility is way too vague. Right, a strategic goal is achieve a 15% conversion rate on the new merch landing page within the next 3 months. That ensures your brand is evolving toward defined success, not just, waiting for things to happen.
So we've done the internal assessment, the forward-looking planning, but the sources are really clear. True acceleration doesn't happen in a vacuum.
No, it happens externally by leveraging community and very targeted feedback.
This is where theory meets practice.
And high-pressure practice at that. The source material talks a lot about engaging with the community through structured, interactive platforms, specifically a live group Q&A and feedback session. It's designed to break through your own confirmation bias.
So why is a session like that so much more effective than, say, just reading comments on your Instagram or waiting for reviews?
Because it's intentional and it's collaborative. It directly addresses the competitive music landscape by fostering support. The sources highlight 2 huge functions here. The first is share and learn. You get immediate, valuable insights from peers who are literally tackling the same challenges you are. You see other solutions in real time.
And the second function is what you mentioned earlier. It's that hyper-specific, receive personalized feedback. This is not just a critique of your logo.
No, not at all. The feedback is tailored specifically to the effectiveness of your branding strategy and your musical identity, all based on the materials you actually provide.
Can you give an example?
Sure. If your goal is audience retention, the feedback won't be, oh, your logo is fine. It'll be, the call to action on your latest promo video is buried 4 seconds too late, and that's probably reducing your click-through rates by X%.
Wow. So it connects the creative choice directly to the technical performance.
Precisely. You move past abstract advice into actionable data. And it reinforces that idea that you are not alone on this journey, but it also puts the responsibility right back on the artist to come prepared.
And that preparation is what determines the ROI of the whole thing.
It absolutely is. Which brings us to section 4. The 4 pillars of preparation. The sources argue that this prep isn't optional. It is the key differentiator.
The instruction manual for getting the most out of it. Okay, let's walk through those required steps.
Step 1 is basic, but so often skipped. Prepare your questions. You have to move beyond just vague anxieties like, am I good enough?
Yeah.
And define specific challenges like, is your email funnel actually working? Are you unsure which demographic to target on TikTok?
Right.
Specificity is power here.
Got it. Step 2, define your vision. This ties back to what we said earlier, but it adds an urgent timeline. It says you must clarify aspirations for the next XXX months. Why is that timeline so important?
Because it forces realistic goal setting. If you say you want a sold-out international tour in 6 months, a mentor can immediately tell you if your current branding even supports that aggressive goal. Without a timeline, your goals just stay as wishes.
And now, step 3, which is where the technical detail comes in. Document your journey.
Yeah.
You can't just describe your brand. You have to bring evidence. What does that documentation actually look like for a professional?
We're talking beyond just, simple screenshots. Professional documentation includes tangible data, A/B test results on different ad copy, conversion rates from a landing page, audience demographics from various platforms.
And even the failures.
Especially the failures. Examples of promo content that failed alongside those that succeeded. You're bringing data for analysis, not just pretty pictures.
That immediately shifts the conversation from subjective taste to objective performance.
Yes. And finally, step 4. Set your intentions. This is about outcome mapping. Before you even walk into the session, you need to decide what 2 or 3 specific actionable outcomes you want to walk away with.
So it's not enough to just feel inspired. You need a deliverable.
You need a deliverable. An intention could be, I will leave with refined messaging for my bio and 2 specific platform strategies to double my current follower conversion rate. Setting intentions ensures the feedback session leads directly to execution.
So after all this, the reflection, the planning, the preparation, the feedback, the overall goal, as the source summarizes it, is moving forward with clarity.
Right. Looking ahead with renewed focus, determination, and strategic direction.
This process isn't just therapeutic then. It has 4 very tangible outcomes. The roadmap to brand success.
The ultimate payoff for all that work.
So what are the 4 things you can expect to walk away with?
Okay, first, you gain actionable next steps for brand development, like concrete tasks you can put right into a project management system.
Okay.
Second, deep insights into your unique strengths and opportunities, which lets you double down on what actually separates you from everyone else.
Third, and we mentioned this earlier, you solidify a support network of fellow artists and mentors. You're building that crucial scaffolding.
And fourth, and maybe this is the most important, you gain an unshakable confidence in your brand's direction and potential. And that confidence is earned through structure, and it's validated by external feedback. It stops the second guessing that just kills all momentum.
That confidence, backed by actual data, is the fuel. And the source material ends with a final, really powerful mandate. Your musical brand is your calling card to the world. Make it authentic, make it memorable, and make it undeniably you.
And that structure we've been talking about is the critical difference between, treating music as a creative hobby and managing it like a strategic enterprise. It just demands that constant critical self-assessment.
When you think about that step of documenting your journey for feedback, bringing the A/B test results, the conversion metrics, what stands out to you about the need to provide that? It
Yeah.
seems like it puts the artist in the driver's seat.
It absolutely flips the dynamic. It shifts the discussion from this abstract question of, is my brand cohesive, to the empirical question of, is this specific ad placement converting? And if not, how do we optimize this specific data point?
You move straight into problem solving.
You move immediately into problem solving, which is what professionals do.
That is a deep dive completed.
Yeah.
If you are refining your brand right now, consider this. How does defining your vision for the specific XXX months prevent that insidious creep of creative drift? Doesn't forcing those time-bound, realistic goals ensure that your living, evolving entity doesn't just wander aimlessly, but instead evolves with strategic intent? Think about that as you define your next steps.